Oh wait, oh fuck, I'm live. Why is it so delayed? Am I live? Oh, Callista's still not seen as a top laner.
All things have consequence.
Oh wait, here we go. Aha, now it's working. I think. Wait, Koby, can you go to YouTube and check?
Yeah.
Oh wait, here we go. Aha, now it's working. I'm gonna turn up my mic volume a bit.
Okay. Yeah, you're
It's working?
yeah.
Cool.
There's 2 live streams going.
That's all I'm trying to figure out, like why is there two? It's kinda weird, right?
Yeah.
Fight for the first lands.
I still need to watch that TL versus Xenon game.
Hmm.
I heard they played well. Wait, one of the streams are super delayed. I still need to watch that TL versus Xenon game. I'm actually not sure what to do. Why are there 2 streams?
No.
This is so weird. What if I just close this? This is so weird. Support Ash.
All things have consequence.
It's still 2. Oh, I am ready to
Fight
counterpunch.
for the first lands.
Vigar. They have so much AP. and we have a lot of AD.
If the Malphite goes AP, then I think it'd be problematic. This is so weird. Oh no, I forgot to switch to AP. I mean magic resist.
I was about to say, I'm kind of glad.
I'm a wee bit confused on why this was working before and why it's not working now. Maybe what I'll do is hide one of them.
Right now, yeah. What are you calling?
Okay.
Not right now, but earlier. It was hot, so you can double check. Mine was like hours.
Let them come. This land will be their graveyard.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
They came for our magics. They'll pay with their lives.
You're lagging?
No, it's just hyping. It's going down though.
Alright, tomorrow we can go to Best Buy.
Minions have spawned.
I am not unfriendly. I am a warm and caring person. Push them back!
I don't think Diana can gank early, right?
I'm not sure. Oh wow, I missed two.
First blood.
Nice.
She can.
Oh. Nice.
Fuck. No! Wow, I almost killed him twice. It's kind of unfortunate. No. Maybe I should have autoed and then queued out of it and then.
You do not know burden until you've seen 1,000 people hanging on your
Oh my god. Okay.
Top lane's looking like a solid time.
That
Rootin'
is gonna
tootin'.
be really, really tough. Bars behind you?
Yeah. Just gonna. Cool.
Slice through them.
Okay. Well, this guy's not that good, so. Hopefully, he doesn't
Never
manage his
asked.
lead well.
Shit.
How are you doing, mid?
Pretty good. I could've ignited. Shit.
Are you fucking kidding me? What is she doing here? Maybe they're duoed, because we're duoed. Fuck. I can't really do anything anymore. On the bright side, his CS is pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah, he's having a tough time there.
An ally has been slain.
That's not good. Oh my god! I'm getting ganked, man. This sucks dick.
Oh shit.
I will not disappoint.
Diana's coming mid.
Alright.
You can carry him to the room, Krina.
An ally has
Yeah.
been slain.
Yeah, go for it. Huh. Also, is that my shirt?
Oh,
I was missing
fuck.
that shit.
My Oma's lantern. I don't want
Okay.
her to see this
Okay.
slaughter.
Oh my god. Dude, why is she always topside? Why is she always topside? Hey, hi. I'm not doing too well.
My form is up.
Maybe I'll just chill. We're just gonna chill, Keith. That's what's gonna happen. Also, they're doing the combo wrong. This is supposed to be... It's supposed to be MF.
Ash ADC?
Yeah. Bard's here.
Yeah.
No wonder... I think that's why they're messing up right now, dude. Because what is Ash supposed to do? Like,
Well,
they're
wait,
by...
it's 2 to 10. What the fuck?
A warship.
Yeah, I'm for the fucking 10, dude. Not a vibe. Can't even kill a fucking minion. Wait, fuck me, man.
Enemy killing spree.
I think I'm just gonna shove and then roam. I'm upset, dude. I feel like Wukong's about to die, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm only 20 CS up, so it's only as if he's 4 kills ahead of me. All good. No big
Smart.
deal.
Good. Good.
I can't do anything.
Oh shit. Why? Ah.
No, my god, he's so close! The fucking tower. I was just outside the tower range. I'm losing my mind over here, Chelsea. Oh my god. If that guy didn't fucking gank me, it would have been over. And then Wukong tried to gank, and he doesn't deal any damage. Like, at all. Okay, Misfortune's trying to come. Oh, never mind, she's not coming. Oh, Ignite? He's gonna ult? Nice side steps. Maybe I should have TP'd? Oh well.
Nope. Let's hold up.
Yeah, Bard's missing. He's getting really aggressive. It's kind of weird.
Father,
He's trying to flash ulti.
Oma,
You have any pots? No.
Kai,
Not about that pot life.
little Rue. None of them ever had a chance. Bard? I have TP. I kind of just want to make a TP play sometime. Oh shit.
An enemy
Oh, you gotta shut down the Ashe. I dig. I'm about that.
But I should the support.
Oh shit.
Bro, just wait till he's under tower, man.
Oh my god.
Why don't you? He's about to push it in. Just wait till he's under tower.
Are you guys kid? Okay.
Wait till he's under tower. What the fuck?
Okay, bright side though. Bright side, what happened there? I got a shit ton of CS and I got 3 platings.
I want to fucking back.
The Diana keeps ganking. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. This is not the business.
Bro, fuck off.
You do not know burden until you've seen 1,000 people hanging from your
Oh my god, fuck
shit.
me.
This is one rough game, man. This is only rough because of the fucking Diana. Oh god, what is
Our
happening
jungler
here?
can't even fight the bard.
Oh my goodness.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Jungler sucks dick. And Ballin's feeding ass.
Bard's 5-1.
Alright.
Is this comebackable? Is the question. I'm tilted off the face of the earth right now, man. It's Diana. And this guy got so lucky. Oh my god, he's about to die.
Oh, there goes Wukong. There goes Wukong running straight into the stun.
Oh god. This is rough.
Missed the ulti? Love to see it.
Who?
Ash.
Oh, maybe I should have done something there? I don't know.
Enemy rampage. An ally
Oh, you got one? Got two? Ah,
has been
just one.
slain.
If I had Wits End there, I can almost fight him actually. Even though I'm so far behind, I can still fight him.
Wukong's gonna die.
Well, I mean, it's whatevs.
Need to get my
Yeah, honestly, if I had, whatchamacallit, Wits End. I'm TPing behind, Koby. Just don't take too much damage.
No, she's fucking flash for me.
do try.
Both the Ash and the Misfortune flash for that.
Really?
Yep.
I think she's gonna kill them. Part of me feels like... Okay. There you go. No fucking way. Is he out? Okay. What's this here? Oh my god. Attack speed. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, it's only flex?
What? No.
Oh, I was about to say. What? Okay. This is doable. I can do it. I think if you get Hex Trigger and then full damage, because I don't really trust our team to do damage.
I will not disappoint
Are we gonna ult? No? That's a lot of damage. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't like that. I don't want to fight. Oh, never mind. They're still pushing. Oh man, gonna take those.
Oh, Wukong just flashing in and just walking straight towards a Malphite. Awesome.
Dude.
Wukong sucks dick, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just 500,000 mastery points in my ass.
Really?
And the MF is supposed to have 300,000.
Peace requires two participants.
This
Team sucks
is
dick.
Goldie low.
Stay watchful. Stay prepared.
Is that Barry? Yeah, okay.
There's a saying, never fight Ionians on their home soil.
Fucking, what are you doing, dude? Oh, shit.
They made their choice.
Okay.
An ally has been slain.
I can carry any team, 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 I can carry any team.
Alright, cool, he ulted.
An enemy is legendary.
Actually, he didn't flash.
Time to find my own.
Shut down.
Oh, okay, 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 our team? Our team?
Yes,
Well, as far as CS goes, we're slightly ahead. Oh god. She probably has Cage again. We're gonna go back top.
Bro, please farm your jungle.
Alright, Malphite's there, so let's not fight. Let's don't fight, don't fight. Is Malphite there?
We don't see him.
Oh, he's here. Oh my god. I'm almost there, honestly. Wait, where's the team?
Bro, why are we still fighting? Why are we still fighting?
I can almost do it. I can almost do it. I can almost do it. I can almost do this shit. I can almost do this shit. Oh, she's still going. Whew.
Double kill.
Okay, 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 okay. Gold elo. Gold elo. Let's fucking do this. Ah, fuck. Whew.
My form was out. Can't let them see.
TSM can throw soak in there.
Fuck, dude. Oh, god. I can almost kill him. I can almost kill Koby. If I if I played a little bit smarter. I almost killed this
That
fucker.
strange power works through me. I do not know.
Malphite's mid, Malphite's mid, Malphite's mid. This is good, this is good, this is good. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Okay, okay, this is gonna push him top, so I'm gonna start rotating mid. I'm gonna start rotating mid. I can do this, I can do this. Koby, get ready to... Never mind. They ulted on. Okay.
Stay ready. And there is no need to get ready.
Oh shit. I'm coming behind him. I got the Diana.
Alright. They're coming in. They're coming back.
Okay. I'm warmed up.
I think this might be a 3-man.
Okay. Just need black cleaver. Just need black cleaver. I'm almost there. Just gotta keep CSing. Just gotta keep CS. That champion is so stupid, fucking Diana. Oh my god. Oh my god, please don't die. Oh my god, please don't die.
Come over. We have not
You got
yet
ulti?
begun.
No, not yet.
No. If we can get a good Wukong ulti into an MF ulti, into your ulti, into my barrels, then it's looking pretty good.
I believe in miracles. I expect a miracle every day. I have TP, I have
I am a
TP.
miracle.
We need fucking words, dude. I believe in miracles every day.
Oh, fuck me. Malphite's still on our back line.
Enemy triple kill. Ace.
Is this...
I'm gonna play Arams now.
No way, man. Oh, oh my god. I was trolling earlier though. There's some plays I went for that I should have gone for. Yeah. I'm upset. Arams,
Yes, please.
you don't want to try one more?
Nope.
Fuck, that was so stupid. The guy wasn't even good. The guy wasn't even good. Alright, let's change this. Arams. I'm upset. I ganked so many times. And I can't believe they like mixed they messed up the fucking. Why would you go Ashe support? Like, see, MF support can at least go AP. Ashe support, what are you gonna do? What'd she even build? You should go
She
AD.
won. Who? Ash?
Ash?
No.
She went
She started
AD.
going ADC.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Blade is the deadliest.
Who is that? Galio? No. Should I go Dark Harvest?
I am.
Nah. Should I go cooldowns or Triumph? This is a toughie. Should I do it? Triumph? And should I cool down? Okay. I need Chelsea stop watching.
As evil grows, so shall I.
I just want to play another one, man. I want to redeem myself.
I wanted to kill myself after that game.
Welcome to the Howling Guild.
Go, 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 go. We fight for everything. Nope. Nope. Little bitch. Oh, I don't have mastery symbol on this.
Minions have spawned.
Oh! Whoop! Take this shit. We take this shit. Nice, 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 nice. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Is it AP? Yeah. Good shit, good shit, good shit. I like it. I like it. I don't have Shadow. I now have Shadow. Whoop. Fucking do it, you won't do it, no balls. Kind of ballsy. Free Q damage, good, good. Oh, we should have taken this. Oh well. Electrocute? Nice. Good shit. I like this big dick energy going on. We're really aggressive over here. Ooh. Huh? Nice. Doing big. Oh, oof, oh, that hurt. Master you,
Oh,
Master
fuck,
you,
there's
Master
no one
you,
on me.
Master you. Alright. Oh, crap, wow. We have another one. I didn't stop watching. Okay, sorry. You were just making no comments, so I thought you were going. Oh. Oh! I tried to go in for that. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh, are you dead? I think you're dead, bye. Oh. Okay, ulti. I'm just waiting for Shadow. Just waiting for Shadow. Master E. Do it. Fucking do it.
Oh yeah, the window's open already. Can I auto attack please, lag? Fucking dead, god damn it.
Oh. No way. You got all of this? Okay.
So fucking
Lag?
yeah.
Alright, let's get you an Ethernet cable tomorrow. Yeah? Or what do you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go... I feel we have enough damage. I'm gonna go Black Cleaver. After Ghost Blade.
Double kill.
Oh! Damn. Ooh. Nice. Oh shit. I'm trying to get like this. Ooh, nice. Nice. All me, by the way. Koby? They're fighting without us for some reason. Got him. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Nice. I can't really join right now. Damn. Was not able to partake in that. Oh, wait, the tower? Wow.
Shut down.
Let's go cooldown reduction. This is... Oh, okay, Koby. Okay, Koby. Okay, Koby. How close to your stun? Oh! It's all good. All good. There's a HP. What? Dick move, man. dead. Oh jeez, I forgot the W. Got him. Okay, my W's up. Okay. Oh, that's not. Okay. Okay.
Buried with your transgression.
Got him. Big E's here. Ah, okay. Alright, Bork though. We're gonna go like Death Dance next. I mean not Bork, I mean Blade of the Rune King. Maybe Death Dance? Koby, you still here?
Yeah.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh fuck, I'm rooted. Oh god.
Okay, I'm coming.
Thus the mighty fall.
Out of energy. Oh man. Vintar.
Has destroyed a turret.
No. Alright. Well, I think that was my only play.
Got the fucking worst one. Oh fuck me. Oh god.
Do I want to work defense or offense right now? Be a little defensive here.
Kept our weapons wasted.
Yeah. Nice. Good kiting. Does Xayah still have ult?
Yeah. Bitch.
I'm out of energy.
Ace.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think Death Dance would be good, so I can like start healing. Not like this, man. Got him. Got him. I got nothing, man. Apparently you guys didn't need me. Cool. Oh.
Oh god, please no.
I still got nothing. Does I ult?
No. I don't believe so.
Damn. I feel like she's just waiting for me to ult. Q, come on, do it. Oh! I didn't have enough energy for Q. Let's take this. Almost have to get to you. Ooh, nice. Good shit. I think Zai still has ulti though. Ah. Ooh, that was a good. We live in? Not maybe. Woo. We live in? Can we heal? Can we heal? I want to heal.
Shut down.
This is weakness.
Do you think Zai still has ult?
Probably, maybe.
No, I thought Bran was gonna be in there. That's okay. I got that dance. Okay, okay, okay. What do you got here? Oh, whoop out, bop him. Oh. Nice.
Fuck.
I'm going more damage, by the way. Okay, fine. I'll go armor pen.
The shadows find the truth.
That way, in case I need to do shit to Darius. I mean, not Darius, Nasus. They're still good. Wait, Chelsea, you wanna play next game?
The answer is yes.
Please? Nice. I was there.
Wait, no, let him kill the Varus.
Got him. Alright, Chelsea, you playing? Wait, I'm gonna call Chelsea. One sec. Come on. Come on.
Oh.
Do you want to play? You sound really tired though. No. Huh?
No. I'm kind of sleepy.
You're kind of sleepy.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of the saying that sleep is for the weak?
I wonder where you got that from.
Okay. Alright, okay, fine.
I'm
Bye.
fine. I'm gonna keep your stream on though,
Lame.
because I might like.
Koby says you're lame, by the way. Just putting that in there. Okay, good night.
Did I change anything?
Yeah,
You
Koby's
should
now
go
asking
straight
if that changed anything. Do you want to, like,
No.
prove yourself not lame?
No, it's okay. I'm lame. I'm not cool for today.
Damn it. Okay, alright.
Damn.
Alright, well, we tried. I tried, Koby. Alright,
Close, it was
bye.
close.
Bye.
Oh, here, I'll see if Tim wants to join though.
Oh,
Tim.
Varus did more damage than me. Tim. Let's get that penta. Oh, wait, I should
Wait,
probably,
I'm
like,
reading. Oh yeah, shoot.
just leave chat. Tim,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang up here.
Tim.
Okay.
I'm ready for the penta, Tim.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh gosh, yes, let's go.
Rules are made to be broken.
Who are you?
One,
The
two.
Darius, this is the penta person.
We're people.
The easy pencil.
I haven't seen, like, a better penta person.
Oh, here we go. I got the E. Tim, your pick. You got 2 easy pentacles.
Let's penta it up penta style, Tim. I'm ready for that fast stacking Darius into ulting all of them penta. This is the champ where, like, you see pentas all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Darius
Into the
is
fire.
the man.
The Penta King.
Exactly.
That's his description. Oh shoot, wait, I need rooms. Oh fuck. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Maybe I should have been Darius. I mean, not Darius, Alistar.
Oh my god, please get the last fucking building. I don't want to use spells. Please get the last building. Please get the last building. Get the last building. One more hit. Yeet. Alright, do it.
The Blitzcrank's kind of scary.
Nah, Blitzcrank ain't shit.
I think I played against this guy. His name looks familiar. This guy's name is Saucy Sidekick.
Dude, Tim's going for it. He got confidence.
This guy's name is like Chow. I like Chowfan. Chowfan.
To be fair, Tim's name is throwing the game.
The Abba is dude. Okay.
Tim, we staying up till 2 again?
Nope. I'm gonna sleep tonight.
Yes. Tim, your mic cut out a little bit, but all I heard was yes, Koby.
Jeez.
That's all I'm saying. Wait, should I go on hit, crit?
There's no tank, so you can go crit if you want.
Alright. Dude, I swear, and no matter what I fucking build on E, I always, like...
Get a
fucking
quadra,
good
because I always
stuff.
take the penta.
No, I always just get dicked on.
Yeah.
But, you know, you were close. Close answer. Close answer. I was the second answer. Oh! Wait. Oh, what's wrong with you? Playing the mind game. Oh, fuck. Oh, get this bitch. Oh! Okay. You bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit.
The
Look at
Penta?
the three survivor. Look at us.
We're set up
Give
for
us a minute.
success already. You already have a kill.
There's a PP. Pentacle. Oh shit.
Oh! Penta?
Makes sense. But, shit.
Oh, not like this.
That missed this. Oh, and King got the kill. God
The
damn.
Penta?
God damn.
Jeez.
Alright, we can take. I'm gonna take our heal. I'm gonna take our heal. It's happening. I'm taking it right now. It's happening.
Heal. Alright. Tim, other than popping off with the pencils, what are you doing up to? How's the
Oh,
night?
jeez.
Oh, he's going in for the penta. I forgot to press F. You have to hit the snowball for this for damage. Shit.
Almost.
Tim, you didn't answer. How many pentas did you get tonight? Because if you weren't getting pentas, you were doing something else. You couldn't have been playing League.
Alright, wait. There's a health in the back. I want it. I need the mana.
Prepare yourself for the greatest battle of your life.
Oh, fuck this. Shit, fuck!
It's okay. We're setting up for the Penta.
Yeah, okay. Oh, he hit the snowball. Oh, juking on it.
Where's Varys? Is Varys still alive?
Oh shit. Cover it again. You're gonna cover your nose. You'll die. Where did you open? Oh god, that shit was awful. Deeply apologize. You have to touch me. I know you guys know.
This just does not look good. Got him.
You apologize for it. Wow. Juked him. Let's dance on him.
You know what you do to people hiding in the bush?
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I thought they were still there. I got pretty excited.
Oh, shit. Oh, hit the R though.
The Penta?
Oh, I don't have two.
The Penta?
Well, hey, no, I set
He's
him
on
up.
one. He's on one. He's on one.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Tim, what happened?
It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. It's all good. You just gotta keep going for him. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. I'm upset.
The Bears is 4-0. Nothing to worry about.
Guys, I need a kill pretty soon. I'm running low on mana.
I
I'm gonna
think
go
I-
back to heal. Just gonna grab this. Oh, I'm gonna grab this one first.
Oh, it pulled Tim right in. Right where he wanted to be. I thought he was gonna go in. That's it. Oh, we got it. We got. Oh shit!
Bye, Kobe.
No, go on there. Go.
Alright, I'm gonna take the heal.
Artifacts.
Ult in 40.
Oh my shit. That's weird.
Alright, my Q is maxed out. I'm kinda scared.
Oh.
That was kinda scary.
Oh, the pin's on him. Oh. Where did he go?
I'm slowed.
I do shit.
Executed.
Oh wait, I just realized my league thing is set up the wrong way. It should be like this.
Is it upside down?
No, it's set to my FPS settings.
Oh.
This entire time.
Enemy double kill.
Oh, Varus? Please get the Varus.
Hey, Ken, you got him.
Is
There
that
it
him?
is.
Is that him? You guys trying to flex Q?
That's the last rank game. I don't want to play rank ever again. I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh, Tim wanted it. Oh, no, he didn't.
Okay. Free 124 damage. No. No, I'm dead.
Tim's in there though.
Oh, one good Q.
Well, auto and ult. Oh. Fucking good.
Koby, if you kill Varus, I'm pretty sure I can kill everyone else. Actually, no, even I can kill Varus. It's just like, I just need to get to him, like, faster. That's going past... Okay, I think I'm gonna have to, like, Lord Dominic's this pretty early.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, dodge it. Ah. Someone's going in. I know I'm good. Oh. 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 Yep.
This is rough.
Oh, I didn't hit the fucking... I thought I was gonna bounce. Yeah. the Varus, and I did not bounce. The Varus. Oh, okay. Oh, hit him with the snowball. He's hit. Oh! Man, please, those people are families. Oh, wait, wait. Oh, okay. Oh, stop. Oh, shit. Okay, well, this is...
Oh my god. I'm upset. That was a really good Zonia's. I got baited real hard. Wait, Koby, stop going for the tank, man.
I can't reach the rest of them. Oh, please, dear God. Fuck. He said he's going in. Oh, fuck. Try to look on it. Okay.
Jeez, man.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
What?
Ah. And there she blows. Oh, you still fucking not hit me? What the fuck? Bullshit. That was right there. Come on, ulti. Aww. Oh, can I bleed to death? Nice.
No way, dude. How long can this guy take the tower for? Is this a loss? W? Shit. This is ridiculous. I can't believe the Blitz didn't die yet. It's kind of fucked up. Okay.
There's so much armor.
Yeah, dude. This is already with, whatchamacallit?
We're down. Okay,
Oh my god.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
Dude, it's already with Lord Dominic's.
yeah.
That's my damage with Lord Dominic's. I wonder if she did it. I died it.
Okay, well, fucking yeah.
Okay, Tim. Aw. Oh, this is so sad. I'm like 150 off. And that can deal damage to Blitzcrank. Hopefully.
I'm wearing lots of belts.
Inhibitor has been destroyed.
Okay. Oh my god, that's GG. The Blitzcrank dude. The fucking Blitzcrank.
No, don't be dicks, come kill me. Oh, fuck. No.
Oh my god, that was rude. I'm so mad. Their Blitzcrank was so good. Retards? This guy got him retards. Fucking A, that's so unfair.
The client is low.
Alright.
Fuck this man.
Oh, dude, you guys want me to go in?
Hold me back.
Okay. You and Tim going in? Oh, Tim's going in with that ballistic team. He's going in though.
I'm delayed to the party.
Okay, got it. Kill. Got vision.
Easy. He is in position. Why is Long Blonde so far back?
Oh fuck.
We out here.
Oh fuck.
We out here.
Ooh. Hit him with a. Oh shit. Ooh. That's 2.4% life, so we're coming in clutch. Shit.
I mean, he's gonna go assassin, man.
Assy. Ooh. Good morning, guys. Keeping left and right.
Hey, give me 6 seconds.
Well,
6 seconds.
Good. Shoot. Shoot.
Ready?
Oh, alright.
Oh, I didn't get far enough behind.
That's that shit.
6 seconds.
He was having like.
Yo.
What?
Oh, fuck. You win some, you lose some.
Fuck.
Alright, Tim below. Oh.
Fuck! Ah, shit.
Ah!
Ah.
It's all good. We vibing. Oh,
Oh,
my
shit,
goodness.
Fuck. Alright, well, now I need to do.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Oh, good shit.
Oh wait, we have no damage over here. I think I'm just dead.
Chemo subpar.
There's sometimes you just chilling, man. And you're just like, can you do something? Oh. He's like trying to go for the invisible plays, but it's just like you have pretty decent damage if you just, you know, auto kill. A little poison damage. It's just annoying as shit.
I'm just stupid. Shoot them. Okay.
Oh my god.
Get away, get away.
You going?
Oh shit.
I'm not going in. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds.
I am very far.
Oh my goodness. Almost had it.
Oh fuck. Hey, Shelton. Oh, here. Oh, shit, never mind. Oh, there we go. We were getting by like 8:30.
Oh, what?
Wait, let's go on. Team of mine.
Okay.
Okay, team of dead. Team of dead. Oh, fuck.
They're all low. Oh wow, 1
Fuck
HP.
6. Wow, they all
This
died.
Teemo, man, sucks so much. Tim, where you at? Where's the Penta, Tim?
As Rammus? You want me to get a Penta as Rammus?
I want you to get Penta every game, man. That's why we're losing. Finally. We did something.
I don't think they killed him. Oh, okay, Tim. He's on.
Okay, he's going for the penta. This is it. This is where impossible meets possible with Tim.
The possible. Not getting spread. Okay, I need to get like a. Try to get a bloodthirst record. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fuckload of damage. Alright, Dick. Thank you.
Go heal. Go heal.
Good. Good job.
One more.
Yeah,
Take
we
it, take
swerved.
it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. She's being dumb.
Fuck my nuts, because. Oh. Ah, fuck.
Nice.
That's a dick, not gonna lie. This team is gonna die.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm just gonna wait for survival spell or something.
Oh, Tim? Ah.
But oh,
Oh shit, my bad. Wait, let me recover HP, let me recover HP. Bopped him. Ready? Ready? Three seconds. 2 seconds.
fuck this.
That was pretty
Okay,
bold.
we got our,
That was the
we
ball.
got, we got our chemo.
He has the Oracle and it's still ready to a shrimp. I'm tanking. Okay.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, what's the chemo? Good fuck. That wasn't very hard, but I still blame the chemo.
I don't know what you want me to do about that one, bud.
I'm coming. Holy shit. Got me a fucking whip on this shit. God damn it. Cool.
Got him. Got him. Oh god, please no. No, stop. I'm coming. Try to fight and at least one team mushroom. That way Timo did something in the fight. We want to push back to this line. There you go, okay, we got some damage off. Is this guy dead?
Pop some.
Alright. Right here. Good shit.
Admitted. Tim, what are you doing? Tim, you might be going for a pentakill. Oh, he killed the close to try to kill Tim.
Ah, Tim, why you gotta go for it like that, man?
Poor Tim.
We're going for the
Poor
penta.
Tim.
We're going.
Poor Tim.
I did more damage than Teemo. I did more damage than Sivir. Oh my goodness. How many more missions do we have? As a team, destroy first tower in 2 games. As a team, kill 2 Rift Heralds.
Mine is play 2 games. Or play games once for all.
Round 2. Round 2.
Is there like a baby fiddle game? I think it is.
You wanna play too? It'll be fun.
Let's see if actually building guys. Is this happening?
Wait, what?
Actually fiddlesticks? This what's happening? Oh, wait, we don't. That's time. Maybe next time. Okay, after this game, I'm going all unorthodox skills.
Dude, Koby, I'm trying to figure out if we can put your PC out here.
Oh no, man.
I think it'd have to be next to the TV. Unless you use my outlet, but that means there's 2 PCs plugged into one thing. And I'm honestly not sure how dangerous that is. I never thought that would be a problem, but yeah, I don't know. Or no, we can use the socket in the kitchen and just extend it down. You just get a super long ass one, just tape it to the floor. Yeah. You can, your PC could be behind me. It'd just be right in front of the curtains though.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I was thinking that could be there, but the curtains might be a reason for the curtains to sit there.
Well, that's saying for you to move your thing outside, so it'd either have to be the bookshelf or behind me. And originally that's where my PC was. It was right in front of the curtains.
Don't be a scaredy cat.
I let off another bomb. I deeply apologize. The window was wide open, but it is overpowering the outside world. I deeply apologize. That's that.
You missed, bitch.
Yep.
Nice. Aw. 10 seconds. If we can get that first push off. I'm trying to get the minions for 6. Never mind.
Oh. Okay, go.
Okay, they have ults. I'm so dead.
Keep in my getting range for a long time. Koby. Oh wait, I never got huge. But you know what? It worked out. Oh, I got killed by me.
An ally has been slain.
Oh man. Okay.
That's good. Oh, dude, the affiliate. I know I can either affiliate turret. It's so good.
Wait, what?
I can EV affiliate. I can throw my crown onto the affiliate turret.
Oh, nice. Take it.
Easy. Nice.
Oh, I'm dead. Fuck. Oh well.
One bounce away. Nice. Oh, okay. Well, we're already pretty dominating this game. I'm gonna try a different build. Yeah, I'll keep my lootings for now. This is kind of expensive. Alright, so I need to go this good.
I missed.
I'm just gonna get a tower. Cool. Wait, no, this game can't end. My build is so expensive. What's that, dude?
Oh, Tim?
No, the penta! The penta!
Tip 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 tip
Go, go, go,
tip
go, tip, 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 tip,
tip 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 tip.
I'm gonna be mana.
No!
Oh man.
Flex on him.
No. Koby, you deal like no damage.
I don't need damage. Come on, come on. Kill the minions.
Oh.
Kill the, fucking kill the minions.
No way. Oh my goodness,
Dude, what?
Man.
Okay, next time I got Fiddlesticks, I'm trying that build.
What build?
Okay, so if I get a Spirit Visage, a Death Stance, and a Hextech Gunblade, and I drain someone, will I ever really die?
I think you'll, you won't deal, oh well, you did deal damage.
Yeah, and no, and then after that, I get a Riley's, and then it'll be hundreds. You know what I mean?
What if they get grievous wounds?
Well, they can go fuck themselves. There's my solution.
Time to make an impact.
Do I want to play Galio?
We're
do I
about to see the
wanna play-
ADs, or we're about to see the AD zigs right here. I better go run for it.
Yeah, do I want to play Galio or Maokai?
I feel like Galio, you can come over and go.
Okay.
Wait, trade me Galleon.
No. I don't like playing Galio, it's okay.
Alright.
Do you want to though? I can play Maokai.
Yeah. The AD
Yes.
zigs.
Alright, my body is ready.
Now we're ready for this.
It's great, though.
I would have been really good if Cinder didn't knock me back.
Yeah, great hit. Oh, shit, that's wild damage. Wait, that's supposed to go on there. Yeah. Fuck me. Got him. Fuck.
Wow, 16 HP.
Man, this room is kind of a bitch, I'm not gonna lie.
I messed that up. Help. Oh.
Enemy triple kill. Shut down. Aced.
Alright, I have over 3k HP now.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Oh, please.
50 HP.
God damn it. Got it.
my aftershock procced. I'm just gonna wait for this.
Treasures of the ages on sale now. Wonderful.
Which way's the fun?
Do you think I'll live?
What the fuck? Mummy coming? Oh, he's out of there.
And I have Warmogs.
So every time I talk, I'm waiting for them to like put it the wall, and I realize that they're not here. Pretty good.
Zuko! Zuko!
Zuko. There he is.
You know who that is! You nuts. What's up, man? Do you trying to game? Oh, I died. Yeah, I can just ulti back though, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Huh? Go.
Gotta say, guys, I gotta think it's one of my better builds.
Go, I feel like you did no damage, so I'm not gonna lie.
No, this is my best build. Best build.
Wait, I guess why are you getting more
I'm off the
damage?
fuck
Your
kills.
damage stats. Wait, guys, I'm so far. No.
No, I'm gonna kill her! That's kind of popping off like in, not gonna lie.
You can ask Chris. So, just wake him up.
Hey, look at the damage charts. Keep it the most damage.
Koby.
I mean, kind of popping off, man.
I
Not
built
gonna
full
lie.
tank, man. Alright.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what next. What's the next unorthodox
I
build.
might do one more, guys. But if Kyle is joining, it's gonna be an all-nighter. You're lame. Lame. Does that make you want to prove me wrong by playing now, after I called you lame?
Man, that's just not been working lately.
I know. I tried it on Chelsea, it didn't work on Chelsea either.
Oh, damn. Alright, let's see what I get.
Oh, I got Caitlyn. Lethality Caitlyn this time?
Rush.
Should I do it? Lethality Caitlyn?
1980 Rush.
Who is
I
that?
think that's what I'm seeing. But is it what I'm seeing? Oh, I'll go AP Rush.
What? Why?
Huh? No. Okay. You saw how well my last build went? Wait till you see this one. Alright, speechless. Because about the AP pike I'm seeing.
Yeah, dude.
AP. No, so build a max health. Yeah. Dude, I ain't ready for the AP thrush though. We gotta hook them and they're just gonna die. Or I will, but it's really a gamble.
Alright, I'm gonna get my pens out of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready.
Yeah. With the AP thrush. With the AP pike. Dude, why do you ball me stone?
Oops. Oh shoot.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I take it back. Maybe this isn't the game.
Oh shoot, no, there's Clash of Clans maintenance. Tim, why weren't you in the last war?
I opted out.
Actually, I should probably start opting in now that I'm Town Hall 7. Actually, I don't have dragons yet, hold on. Once I get dragons, I might opt into the next one. Okay, my Barbarian King's level 3 now. Kind of balling. Dude, this Fizz isn't gonna be ready for it. He's gonna come in, I'm gonna flame, and he's gonna explode. Alright, here we go.
Alright. Oh, okay. Good lethality game. Good lethality game.
Actually, maybe I should have gone lethality, fuck.
Wonderful.
Wait, what scales with your AP?
Me?
My Q and my ulti. My ulti has a 1-to-1 scale.
Welcome to the howling abyss.
Right.
And then my Q has a 25 scale. Fuck. It's going well, guys. It's going well. Alright, give me a soul. That's more AP right there. Ooh. Boom. There it is.
Look, no one wants to go to the bush now.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I just gotta work with scale. More souls, more AP. Oh, fuck. Good? Get me that. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Okay, 20 souls. There it is. Oh, I thought you walked back.
Want to see a hat trick?
Arrest that ghost for violation of the laws of nature. You killed him.
It's Predator Tim.
Yeah. Oh, push on it. Let's go.
I have none.
Oh, nothing there it is. Boom. Wait, no, wait. Alright, cool. I'll get the souls. Oh, shit.
I totally forgot they had a fiddle, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, man. That's too damage. Kind of insane. Shoot, his soul. Oh, she fucking flashed it. I didn't even get 6 damage. Damn it.
Nice.
Souls. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. It's a good thing we're on the hooking champions. Look at that damage. Oh shit, fuck it.
Oh, what? That is muy upsetting.
Your Spanish is impeccable.
Want to see a hat trick?
Your turret has been destroyed.
Wait, I'm buying shit.
Shut down.
Come
I
take
can't
it.
believe you didn't wait for me.
Come take it. Fuck it. Come on. Someone got this. There we go. Yeah. Please. Alright, can we do it? Yep. I hit a minion. And we got the gun and hook on point. What the? Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, it's okay. I can kill her once I get over there.
An enemy has been slain.
Tim? Tim.
I can't. Oh my god, the fucking fear. If I had fucking Infinity Edge, I would have one-shot it.
Wait, oh, Death was there for the souls. I don't care about you.
Aftershock. I got aftershock. Oh, and it's gone.
Oh my god. God, oh wow. Someone walk into it.
Nice. Nice.
Nice Kim. Got him.
I just want to see a hat trick.
I'm healing. Koby, I'm healing.
Oh, okay. Go. Oh, sorry, bro. I don't have my anything for you.
Koby.
Ooh. Ooh. My souls, my souls, my souls. Souls. Ah, shit, you that. Ah, you did that. You hit, but you didn't. I think did 760 damage or something.
Got him.
Fuck yeah, I did. That's the way it goes.
Me? Miss? Not that
What? Oh fuck! I didn't get the shield for my ulti or for my thing. Yeah.
Every 40 seconds, half her HP.
Oh shit.
Not by a long shot.
Okay, Tim. Oh shoot. Cool. Nice, baby. Awesome. God, stop, no, no. God, no. Please. Ooh. Shit. I don't want to say he took almost 1,000 damage from my ulti there, but he took almost. No, he did take 1,000 damage from my ulti there.
How do you know?
So I saw a like a bluish like 800 pop up, and then I did the true damage for slow, and then dark focus. Bang bang. Nice. Check with the shield.
Oh, I missed that. That's bad. Wait, I thought we killed Fizz.
No.
That's
Keith, you asshole.
That's not me. I'm the Caitlyn.
Yes, I know.
What'd I do?
I threw you the lantern.
Oh, I didn't
You
see it. I was
walked
watching
right
that
by it.
Felix go.
Miss? Not by
Very interesting. That is. That's the shield. There's the ulti. That was joking damage that time. What's the good stuff?
Damn it.
Bro? Shit. Fuck no. Damn.
He's dead. Not really missed.
Reduce souls, yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I missed.
No.
Oh, shit. There's no one out, what the fuck? Why am I not doing as much damage to him?
Oh my gosh, how did I miss that?
It's weird. I thought you juke. Usually people juke. So like I was doing something.
More souls. Oh fuck no, Tim. Alright, Keith, kill me. Oh fuck, what the fuck?
Ah.
No, Ophelia, stop!
Nice.
Good something. That's a lantern, Keith.
This game's kind of back and forth, guys.
I literally said I got your lantern. No, fuck you. Try again.
What's your CR?
Huh? 40%. My lanterns are every 7%. Oh no, Tim. Oh shit. Oh no.
Want to see a hat trick?
Fuck. Koby.
Yeah. Good.
This GG. Help you feel this, help you feel this, help you feel this, help you feel this. Oh my god, just I was trying to end it.
Oh shit.
Lame.
Oh,
That was supposed to be our last game. Like, I can't end on a loss.
two trains. I know you feel the same way. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Cheater.
Wait, that's
This is Dr. Jordan Peterson. He has quite the reputation. And once again, I have a lot of points. So, like Tony, means that he's qualified. So he has, like Tony, actually, I believe Tony, you two were schoolmates in McGill. So they both have their PhD in clinical psychology in McGill. He's a professor at U of T since 1998. He was also a Harvard professor from 1993 to 1998. He's a practicing psychologist, seeing clients on a regular basis, and he's wrote a seminal book entitled Maps of Meaning, The Architecture of Belief. And he's actually currently working on a revision of these ideas and to update them. He's a regular appearance on
complicated a title than the one that was in the information. So But I wanted to talk to you guys today about a variety of issues that I think are relevant to conceptualizations of mental illness and mental health, and also relevant to issues of diagnosis. And so I'm going to walk you through a critique, I suppose, of those ideas and propose some alternatives. The title, as you no doubt can read, is Illness, Deception, Complexity, and Positive Feedback Loops. Makes a rather strange collection of ideas, but the idea of mental illness and even of illness is actually a relatively strange collection of ideas, so that doesn't really bother me too much. So let's talk first of all about problems that you might encounter when you're attempting to determine what a mental illness is. And the first problem is really a technical one, and it's a problem that actually affects you regardless of what you're doing, and it's the problem of categorization. And when you categorize things, you're basically trying to determine, in some sense, how they're the same and how they're different. Although the technical problem comes in that there are an almost infinite number of ways that you can define same, and equally there are almost an infinite number of ways that you can define different. And so when you state that categorization is a matter of identifying similarities and dissimilarities, that actually doesn't take you very far, because it doesn't get to the root of the problem. And part of the root of the problem always is categorization for what. People think that when you categorize things, you're basing your categories on the idea, on the idea of sorting by objective similarity. But actually, when people are active in the world doing things that matter, although they think they're doing that because they've basically been convinced to believe that they think naturally like scientists, they're hardly ever doing that. There are scientific categories, and technically speaking, most of the objects of scientific categories fall into the classical category, and a classical category is like the category of triangles. And the reason the category of triangles is a classical category is because you can precisely define it. There are precise and bounded inclusion and exclusion criteria. And so a triangle has to have 3 sides and 3 angles, and they have to sum up to 180 degrees. And if that doesn't happen, then it's not a triangle. And there's no ifs, buts, or maybes, and there's no gray areas. And most of the categories that scientists use when they're doing things that are truly scientific are classical categories, or at least the categories under development are being developed in a way so that they move towards the stature of classical categories. But unfortunately, when you're doing something like psychological work or psychiatric work, what you're doing is actually not science. It's more like engineering. You think about it as social engineering, I suppose, given that you're actually trying to accomplish something that has some desirable end. And so the categories that people use when they're trying to accomplish something desirable don't necessarily have to fit classical category structure. So one classic, non-classical category was identified by Wittgenstein as prototype, or familiar resemblance category. And one of the things you'll note if you look at the DSM, for example, is that almost all the categories in the DSM are in fact family resemblance categories. And so the way you have a family resemblance category, I don't know, some of you at the back, you won't be able to see this picture very well, but we've got 4 brothers here. And as you may know, 3 brothers have little triangle-shaped hair, and 3 of them have blue eyes, and they all have very round faces, and one of them has brown eyes, and they're all members of the same family. And the reason they're members of the same family is because there are a list of attributes of that family. And if any member has perhaps 3 or more attributes, it's a member of the family. Now, imagine you had a list of 10 attributes, which you might if you looked at a diagnostic category. And then imagine your decision rule is that if you are characterized by any 5 of those 10, you have the disorder. What that means is that person A could have the first 5 category descriptors, and person B could have the second 5 category descriptors. So they don't share any features in common, and yet they're members of the same category. And that's a classic family resemblance category. All the DSM categories are like that. They give you a list of symptoms, and if you have enough of them, you have the, whatever it is, illness, disorder, however you want to describe it. Now, that works in psychiatry and psychology because once you start to think about it as a branch of engineering, because the purpose of diagnosis is not generally descriptive. The purpose of diagnosis is generally action predicated, right? You diagnose someone because you want to do something about the fact that they have the diagnosis. And part of the terrible problem that's encountered by researchers in clinical psychology and in psychiatry is that they insist upon assuming that the non-classical categories that characterize psychopathology are in fact classical. And so what that means is they'll gather a variety of subjects into a research pool and assume homogeneity because the diagnostic category is the same for all the members. But there's no homogeneity because the diagnostic category is a family resemblance category, and there are all sorts of subordinate elements associated with that category. It makes doing scientific research into the basis of psychopathology fundamentally, I would say fundamentally impossible, because there's no clear causal pathway to a heterogeneous disorder. And so there's deep philosophical confusion in the clinical and psychiatric literature, and it refuses to go away. Fundamentally, the reason it refuses to go away is because, especially since the late 1800s, you know, psychologists and psychiatrists have attempted to delude themselves into the notion that they're in fact scientists, and they're, insofar as they're clinical practitioners, they aren't, no more than physicians are. And you can't do a proper science without having the proper categories, and the truth of the matter is, and it's plain and simple, is that our categorical structure for psychopathology from a scientific perspective is a mess, probably approximately tantamount to the mess of astrological categories. So that doesn't mean, look, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Like, I'm making a distinction here between something pragmatic and something scientific. You know, I mean, a lot of what psychiatrists and psychologists do is maintain social order. I mean, that was a big part of the criticism of psychiatric diagnosis in the 1960s.
Well, he died for it.
The people in the you know, sort of radical left-wingers in the 60s thought that it was appalling that psychiatrists were involved in maintenance of social order. I don't happen to think it's appalling. I think it's necessary, but I think people should be honest about what they're doing. I mean, because, well, we'll get to it. So, here's another problem. Well, I alluded to this before. Why are you categorizing things? Well, one function is descriptive and the other function is action predicated. And this is interesting too, because people are motivated creatures and they're not running around trying to describe the world, they're running around trying to live, and that's not the same thing. And what that means fundamentally is that our basic categories, perceptual, cognitive, or otherwise, aren't descriptive categories, they're tool-like categories. And what we do naturally, without even ever thinking about it, is divide the world into objects that are useful for us to use. And I mean, when you guys look at this room, you know, you may think that what you see are objects, but you don't. You see things that are functionally useful to you. There's an infinite number of objects in this room, so if you know, were perceiving the objects, you'd just be here all day, you know, staring at things on LSD. So, and I actually mean that technically, because people who are on LSD and hallucinogens like that lose their ability to screen out stimuli, and they get fascinated by absolutely everything. So when you look around the room, you see chairs and tables and platforms and microphones, and the reason you see those things is because they're useful. It's not because they're objects, it's because they're useful. And you do that naturally. And our psychiatric and psychological categories are very similar. We put people in categories because we want to do things with those people. And sometimes the people want those things done too. You know, I mean, one of the advantages of psychiatric diagnosis that the radical left-wingers in the 60s overlooked is that it's often a tremendous relief to someone who, for example, is suffering from panic disorder, to come in to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist not knowing what the hell's wrong with them, and the psychiatrist will say, oh, you have panic disorder, and here's the list of symptoms, and here's, you know, a website with 100,000 other people who have it, and here's a treatment program, and, you know, you're not the only person in the entire world that has this, and we kind of understand it. And the person, although categorized, breathes a great sigh of relief, because now that they know what they have, they also know what they don't have. And believe me, if you have an undiagnosed illness, not knowing what you have is generally a lot worse than knowing what you do have. So I'm not complaining about the fact that mental health professionals use functional categories in their approach to mental illness. It's perfectly reasonable, but you have to be clear about what you're doing. So let's look at, we'll take this apart philosophically, right? We'll do this in the Socratic manner. It's like, so if we're talking about mental illness, we should start by talking about illness. Well, what is illness? Oh, well, on the left-hand side, there's a square there. You can't see it very well. Illness. What's illness related to? Pathogen. That might be the simplest explanation, although you're so full of bacteria that it's absolutely ridiculous. So that's kind of, you actually have about 10 times more bacteria in your body by number than you do human cells. So the mere, yeah, I know it's a terrible thought, but you know, the mere presence of pathogens doesn't indicate illness, but some illnesses are accompanied by, you know, an exceptional overload of a certain kind of pathogen. Those are illnesses that are pretty easy to identify in some ways or to conceptualize. So that's one potential marker of an illness. You're colonized by some parasitical organism. Another marker we use for illness is suffering, right? We generally presume two things. We assume that if you're suffering, there's probably something wrong with you, or if you're really making other people suffer, there's probably something wrong with you too. And there's a subset of those two occurrences that we might regard as characterized by illness, although we tend not to think that every form of suffering is an illness. Although in the DSM, bereavement, I believe now is defined as a psychiatric disorder. And there's some, you know, there's some utility in that. It's understandable, even though you could make a case against it. So suffering matters. So we tend to think that there's something wrong with undue pain and anxiety. Maybe undue disgust. Mostly it's associated with negative emotion, right? We don't like too much negative emotion. But now and then we also consider too much positive emotion pathological. So that's what happens, for example, in the case of mania. So the excessive domination by an emotional state, mostly suffering, but not always, is one of the criteria by which we might judge illness. Then there's another one, which you might think of functional interference. There was a special journal of the Journal of Abnormal Psychology published quite a while ago now, about 15 years, that was devoted to conceptualizations of mental illness. And the paper that probably had the most impact in that journal was, and I unfortunately can't remember the name of the author, he claimed that a system was pathological if it was no longer performing its biologically designed function. And, you know, that's stupid, because things don't have biologically designed functions, because biology doesn't design functions, right? It's not teleological. You can attribute a function to a biological system, but you have to do that. You're inferring it. But he was still on, what function does your hand have, right? What function does your tongue have? It's not easy to figure these things out, because there are multiple functions, and some of them seem good and some of them bad. You can't skirt the issue by pointing to evolution and using it as your whipping boy for poor philosophy. So, well, people do that all the time. When they don't want to think something through, they blame it on evolution. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. Now, but the idea of functional interference is helpful. But you gotta understand that your moral judgment plays a role as soon as you make those functional inferences. So what you have to do is specify what you believe to be the goal of a given system, and then define what you consider unacceptable deviance from the pursuit of that goal. And we do that a variety of ways. We allow even the conceptualizations of mental illness. And the paper that probably had the most impact in that journal was, and I unfortunately can't remember the name of the author, he claimed that a system was pathological if it was no longer performing its biologically designed function. And, you know, that's stupid, because things don't have biologically designed functions, because biology doesn't design functions, right? It's not teleological. You can attribute a function to a biological system, but you have to do that. You're inferring it. But he was still on, what function does your hand have, right? What function does your tongue have? It's not easy to figure these things out, because there are multiple functions, and some of them seem good and some of them bad. You can't skirt the issue by pointing to evolution and using it as your whipping boy for poor philosophy. So, well, people do that all the time. When they don't want to think something through, they blame it on evolution. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. Now, but the idea of functional interference is helpful, but you gotta understand that your moral judgment plays a role as soon as you make those functional inferences. So what you have to do is specify what you believe to be the goal of a given system, and then define what you consider unacceptable deviance from the pursuit of that goal. And we do that a variety of ways. We allow individuals to do that. So they might come in and say, I want to do X, but this is happening and I can't, and that's making me suffer. And so you think, okay, you've got a psychological problem.
Nice.
Or maybe a family brings in their 12-year-old daughter, 12-year-old son who's, you know, causing a tremendous amount of problem at school, and they say, well, you know, we can't control our son, and so we believe there's something wrong with him, and so then you assume that the family's making some sort of reasonable judgment about the appropriate goals of their son plus the family. Then we allow society to do this because normally you can't rob a bank, right? And, you know, maybe we consider that criminal, but under some circumstances we might also consider it a form of illness, and we do a very bad job of differentiating between those because childhood conduct disorder and antisocial personality disorder, both medical syndromes, but you can't segregate them from criminal behavior with any ease whatsoever. So that's a very, very messy and loose category. But the point is that we allow systems at different levels of analysis to specify their goals and then engage in a collaborative discussion about what constitutes unacceptable deviations from the pursuit of those goals. And we might combine those, you know, and we say, well, if you're happy, even if you're failing, well, then you don't have a mental illness. But if you're failing to pursue your goals and that's causing you suffering, that's even more indication that something has gone wrong. Now, you can see right off the bat that's a real vicious problem from a scientific perspective, because as soon as you start to define a goal as valid rather than just as a goal, then you're into ethics and not into science, because valid is a proxy for something like good. So, and people don't like to do that because as soon as they're in the ethical domain, they're not in the scientific domain, and then they can't think of themselves as scientists, and everything gets complicated. So, okay, now we'll flip from illness, we'll talk about health. Health is equally problematic, obviously. I'm sure somebody's already talked about normative function, right? I could define you as healthy insofar as you're near the midpoint on some normal distribution. Right, and then maybe you could think about health as attempting to tap people towards that midpoint. Most of that's rubbish too, fundamentally, because at least in terms of an overarching theory, or maybe we can't have a theory of mental illness. Maybe we have to have 6 theories. You know, theories are tools anyway, so that doesn't bother me too much. But assuming we're trying to come up with a theory, given it doesn't work. First of all, if you look at trait personality, there's a normal distribution. Well, the distribution is a normal distribution, not because the midpoint is normal, but because the normal distribution is normal. And so you're normal wherever you are on that distribution. It's just that there aren't necessarily that many of you. And so, you know, we might object to someone who's pretty high in predatory aggression, which would make them low in agreeableness from a trait perspective, because, you know, they're not that kind. But, you know, if your tribe is being attacked, you probably want to have some predatory aggressors in your little group, because otherwise you'll get slaughtered. And so, you know, maybe you might think then that the sanity issue is a matter of fit between temperament and situation, rather than, you know, temperamental deviation per se.
Yeah.
You know, and you might think that empathy and sympathy and all those things
the
are
fact
good,
that,
but if you are a fan of Freud's
should
Oedipal
be
theory,
good
the
as long as
first thing you
telling them
realize, if you know anything about trait theory, is that Oedipal families are characterized by at least one parent who is way too sympathetic and empathetic. Right? They don't set any limits and they forgive everything, and that's pathological beyond belief. You can kill people with excess kindness just like you can kill them with excess aggression. So the normative argument doesn't work. Plus, we think more intelligence is better, and we think more rather than doesn't work. First of all, if you look at trait personality, there's a normal distribution. Well, the distribution is a normal distribution, not because the midpoint is normal, but because the normal distribution is normal. And so you're normal wherever you are on that distribution. It's just that there aren't necessarily that many of you. And so, you know, we might object to someone who's pretty high in predatory aggression, which would make them low in agreeableness from a trait perspective, because, you know, they're not that kind. But, you know, if your tribe is being attacked, you probably want to have some predatory aggressors in your little group, because otherwise you'll get slaughtered. And so, you know, maybe you might think then that the sanity issue is a matter of fit between temperament and situation, rather than, you know, temperamental deviation per se. You know, and you might think that empathy and sympathy and all those things are good, but if you are a fan of Freud's Oedipal theory, the first thing you realize, if you know anything about trait theory, is that Oedipal families are characterized by at least one parent who is way too sympathetic and empathetic. Right? They don't set any limits and they forgive everything, and that's pathological beyond belief. You can kill people with excess kindness just like you can kill them with excess aggression. So the normative argument doesn't work. Plus, we think more intelligent is better. We think more beautiful or more symmetrical is better. And so a lot of the times when we're talking about health, normative doesn't work because we actually have a scale that goes from bad to good rather than from, you know, abnormal to normal to abnormal, which is what a normal distribution does. So we're not going to get out of the issue that way. And then, you know, most of the time too, when we are talking about health per se, we do have a kind of ideal in mind, right? And that ideal would be the healthy person. And that pops up all the time in psychopathology, abnormal psychology, and in psychology. As soon as it disappears, someone reinstates it. So, you know, Freud maybe concentrated on psychopathology to a large degree. Jung, by contrast, concentrated on individuation, which was a form of moral development as a marker of mental health. The biomedical people, and I guess that really got its start probably started mostly in the 50s or the 40s, probably partly because of the medicalization of psychiatry, but also partly because of the behavioral movement. And that was sort of characterized as another concentration on psychopathology as something like biological dysfunction, brain disorder, or maybe neurotransmitter malfunction. But at the same time that was happening, you had the existential psychotherapists who concentrated on authentic existence as a marker of health.
I don't know how, like,
and
these
then
two
after
fights are
that
so,
you had
like,
the humanists and in the 1960s and the phenomenologists who also concentrated on something like truth and authenticity as a marker of health. And then more recently, you have the positive psychologists who are deluded enough to believe that happiness is a hallmark of mental health, which has got to be the stupidest theory that's come out in the last, I would say, probably 2,000 years. So, and they, you know, and just to put the knife in a little deeper, they haven't read any of the existentialists or the humanists or anybody in the last 100 years who talked about, you know, optimal functioning as a marker of mental health and feel that they've invented the concept themselves, which is appalling beyond belief. But anyways, the point is that, you know, there's always been a tension between the definition of pathology as something like medical malfunction and the conceptualization of health as an ideal that's on the other end of that also has something to do with moral endeavor in one form or another. And I actually think that the morality element of that is difficult to conceptualize from a scientific perspective, but just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible, and I think there has been some interesting move in that direction by people like Piaget.
This is such a weird game.
Because Piaget had a pretty good conceptualization of the ideal state as something that you could describe technically at the level of systems interaction, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that later. The point here is that you can't make this a simple question by talking about illness or by talking about health, because you run into the same sorts of problems at both ends of the definition spectrum. Okay, well now let's think about mental illness more specifically. We already talked about biological disturbance. Now the biomedical people like to think that, you know, they're kind of like psychoanalysts in a way. Because the psychoanalysts like to think that if there's something wrong with you, it was in your head. And your head would either be your brain or your psyche, because both of them fit uncomfortably in the same skull. But the point, the thing that makes the psychoanalysts and the biomedical guys similar is that if there is a problem that an individual is manifesting, they tend to localize not only the source of that problem, but the causal pathways that cause the problem inside the individual. And the biomedical people would point to the utility of psychoactive drugs in the treatment of pathology as proof for their hypotheses. But the problem with that, as we'll see later, is that many of the drugs that the psychobiologists use are so non-specific in their effects that they treat things that have nothing to do with the individual, even if they're given to the individual. And we'll see how that can sort itself out later. And if you're thinking about psychological disturbance, well, that makes it complicated too, because you've got a levels of analysis problem, right? I mean, are you talking about disturbance in cognition? Well, then you have to define that. Well, you know, the cognitive behavioralists like to think that the reason people are ill is because they think wrong. Well, that implies that you can think right. That's hard. But it also implies that thought is the primary causal nexus in the relationship between health and illness, and intrapsychic, right? So it's in the person and it's thought-based. It's like, so it prioritizes thought to a massive degree, and I don't think that's biologically tenable. I would love it if I could control myself by thinking, but I can't do it, and I doubt like hell any of you can either, even if you're healthy. So cognition is probably privileged too much for cognitive behavioral disorders. There's definitely emotional disturbances. You can think about them biologically, you can think about them functionally, you can think about them at different levels of analysis. There's something key about emotional disturbance to our folk conception of mental health. You can have motivational issues, they're linked fairly tightly with emotional problems. I like to think about motivations as goal establishing functions and emotions as goal pursuit regulation functions.
That was intense AF, dude. That was pretty gnarly. Oh my god, what the fuck? Really?
It's 1:30. Am I going to sleep?
Last one, man. I gotta wake up at like 6. I gotta wake up in like 4 hours.
For what?
I had a date with Chelsea.
Loser. That's what you get for having a girlfriend.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Tip, you have a boyfriend too?
The silence means yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Only the spider is safe in her web. The dawn has arrived.
Koby, do you think I should go grasp or... Oh wait.
All the world on one arrow.
Yeah, oh, never mind. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Grasp or Aftershock? Oh, Koby?
Yes. Tim, are you going tank?
I'm going.
Alright. Alright, Tim, I'll follow up right behind you, Tim.
Huh?
I'm following up right behind you.
Below all scales with speed. I can go across.
Are you ready for this? Oh, fuck, Jim was good. Shit. Alright, so you ready? You jump in, I'm about to fucking nay on him.
It's kind of a heuristic because there's no firm division between the two categories at a biological level. But people can definitely have problems in what looks like motivation. So manics, they're too motivated. If you watch Charlie Sheen lately, you can see that because he's manic. And you know, he's extraordinarily expansive and he's very, very positive and alert and gregarious and active. But, you know, the calibration is off and that's not so good. And then depressed people, they lose motivation completely. And that is associated with all sorts of cognitive abnormalities, technically speaking, but that doesn't mean that they cause them. Perceptual aberrations also emerge in psychopathology. You see that with schizophrenia, for example. You also see it with conditions like anorexia, where you know the anorexics seem to be unable to perceive their own bodies properly. Certain neurological conditions can cause abnormalities in perception as well. And so those are all, even though those categories themselves are problematic because they're basically folk psychology categories, there's no stringent distinction between them biologically, say. But you can see why the diagnostic enterprise is difficult because each of those different levels of analysis, imprecise as they are, do point to different phenomena, and trying to identify which of those is primary and where the primary dysfunction is exceptionally difficult. You know, and so, you know, the family systems people localize pathology in the family, and they think about the individual as a unit in a dynamical system that's composed of the family. And I have clients who are nowhere near as insane as the family is, but they're the people who've been targeted with the mental illness because that's convenient for everyone involved, right? It's really annoying if all 6 of you are crazy because, you know, you're never going to get out of that, so it's often convenient to identify the noisiest complainer as the psychopathological individual and to, you know, scapegoat them. And Then, of course, they look like they're ill too because they're so bloody stressed that they fall
No,
apart
did
in
not
4
spell
different
correctly-
ways. But
correctly at
the
all.
locale of the problem actually isn't in them, even though they're part of the system that's not functioning properly. And even though you can make them feel better by giving them antidepressants, well, at least sometimes, and that's because they have non-specific effects. And then you can think about social disturbance.
Oh my God.
Let's say you're depressed, and then I find out, well, the reason you're depressed is because you're unemployed, because that's a big deal for depression. Then I found out the reason that you're unemployed, maybe you lost your pension, let's do that instead. That depresses you, because you're 65 and now you don't have a pension. And then I find out that the reason you don't have a pension is because, you know, you were a victim along with another 100,000 people of some bloody Enron scam. And then you localize the cause of the pathology in the social corruption that exists in the collusion between high-end crooked business leaders and politicians. And so you're part of that system, and too bad for you. But the causal pathway isn't intrapsychic, again, even though antidepressants might treat it. So level of analysis is a deadly, deadly problem. Then you have this additional problem of the relationship between social disturbance. You know, let's say you're depressed, and then I find out, well, the reason you're depressed is because you're unemployed, because that's a big deal for depression. Then I found out the reason that you're unemployed, maybe you lost your pension, let's do that instead. That depresses you, because you're 65 and now you don't have a pension. And then I find out that the reason you don't have a pension is because, you know, you were a victim along with another 100,000 people of some bloody Enron scam. And then you localize the cause of the pathology in the social corruption that exists in the collusion between high-end crooked business leaders and politicians. And so you're part of that system, and too bad for you. But the causal pathway isn't intrapsychic, again, even though antidepressants might treat it. So level of analysis is a deadly, deadly problem. Then you have this additional problem of the relationship between mental illness and creativity, right, or even of abnormality per se. How do you distinguish someone who's creative from someone who's mad? Well, I don't know exactly, because most creative people produce things that don't work very well and that drive them half mad while they're trying to, you know, market them, let's say, or to get other people to pay attention to them. Creativity is a rough road, and most of the time it's not that good for the person who's engaged in it, you know, even though it might be really interesting to pursue. So here's a tentative partial solution. You can think about this. Mental illness is the inability to regulate perception, action, emotion, cognition in accordance with desired values. Now that's an interesting one because it's half ethical, desired values, and it's sort of half descriptive, inability. Classical conceptions of mental pathology are really predicated on this viewpoint. So for example, the classical notion of sin is a word derived from another word, hamartia in Greek. And hamartia means to miss the target. And that's really lovely because much of what you did on this viewpoint, so for example, the classical notion of sin is a word derived from another word, hamartia in Greek. Hamartia is sin. And hamartia means to miss the target. And that's really lovely because much of what you do see in psychopathology is a form of missing the target. Now, it's complicated because sometimes you see people in therapy who don't have a target. But that's one way of missing it, right? Is you close your eyes, you don't know where it is. Another way is you don't aim at it, right? Another way is you shoot yourself with the arrow, you know, and then get people to feel sorry for you. But it all does have something to do with this notion of not hitting the target. I like this a lot because human beings, like we have a hunting biological substructure. We're hunting animals like chimpanzees, and we're really good at tracking moving targets. We're really good at organizing our behavior in relationship to moving targets. So we can throw rocks at things really well. We can throw spears. And it's on that underlying psychobiological architecture that evolved that our cognitive systems evolved, and our cognitive systems basically track abstract goals that are target-like and aim us at them. And you see this not only in our day-to-day life, where we pursue abstract goals, for example, pursue them, right, which is also what you do with an animal that's running away or a potential mate. You pursue them. Most of our positive emotion is felt in relationship to the pursuit. And the abstracted categories that we use to aim at our targets. And so you could say, in a sense, that mental illness is a consequence of pathology in the goal determination and pursuit systems. And that's a
I
pretty
can tell you right now,
comprehensive
I
one.
feel like that's not what the EU was
The
expecting.
advantage to the definition, too, is that it allows the goals to emerge as a consequence
I'm just saying.
of cognitive and moral operations at multiple levels of analysis. You can have some goals, but your goals
I don't
will be
think he was
modified by your
expecting
familial goals, and those will be modified by social goals. So there has to be a balance between the systems that you're involved in that set goals in order for you to be able to pursue any with any degree of emotional stability. And so the balancing issue is very important too. It's not only that you pursue goals, it's that the goals you pursue have to be of the type, for example, that also allow other people to pursue their goals. And that makes the goals that you're allowed to pursue of a very special sort. And we know this, if you know anything about the idea of philosophy of human rights. You have your rights end where mine begin. What does that mean? You can set your goals and I can set mine. And if there's a conflict, well then we have to negotiate. There's something we have to do. All of English common law, by the way, is a consequence of precisely that negotiation. Because the initial hypothesis is you have all the rights there are and so do I, but when we clash, there has to be a superordinate determination of goal priority, and that's English common law. So and that relates to that idea of Piaget's I talked about earlier, because Piaget thought about an ideal state as one where goal pursuits were equilibrated. So imagine that, I don't know, maybe you're really good at reading and I'm really good at writing, and so we decide to collaborate on a paper. Well, that's great. That's an equilibrated state because you get to pursue your goals. You're really good at them. Wonderful. I get to pursue mine. I'm really good at them. We throw that together in a collaborative pursuit, which means we subordinate our goal seeking to a higher order goal, and the higher order goal gets accomplished, and so do both our goals. Yes. Perfect. And that's called an equilibrated state. And when I talked about the idea that science might goals and I can set mine with an animal with the arrow, and then get people to feel sorry for you. But it all does have something to do with this notion of not hitting the target. I like this a lot because human beings, like we have a hunting biological substructure. We're hunting animals like chimpanzees, and we're really good at tracking moving targets. We're really good at organizing our behavior in relationship to moving targets. So we can throw rocks at things really well. We can throw spears. And it's on that underlying psychobiological architecture that evolved that our cognitive systems evolved, and our cognitive systems basically track abstract goals that are target-like and aim us at them. And you see this not only in our day-to-day life, where we pursue abstract goals, for example, pursue them, right, which is also what you do with an animal that's running away or a potential mate, you pursue them. Most of our positive emotion is felt in relationship to the pursuit, and the abstracted categories that we use to aim at are targets. And so you could say, in a sense, that mental illness is a consequence of pathology in the goal determination and pursuit systems. And that's a pretty comprehensive one. The advantage to the definition, too, is that it allows the goals to emerge as a consequence of cognitive and moral operations at multiple levels of analysis. You can have some goals, but your goals will be modified by your familial goals, and those will be modified by social goals. So there has to be a balance between the systems that you're involved in that set goals in order for you to be able to pursue any with any degree of emotional stability. And so the balancing issue is very important too. It's not only that you pursue goals, it's that the goals you pursue have to be of the type, for example, that also allow other people to pursue their goals. And that makes the goals that you're allowed to pursue of a very special sort. And we know this, if you know anything about the idea of philosophy of human rights. You have your rights end where mine begin. What does that mean? You can set your goals and I can set mine. And if there's a conflict, well then we have to negotiate. There's something we have to do. All of English common law, by the way, is a consequence of precisely that negotiation. Because the initial hypothesis is you have all the rights there are and so do I, but when we clash, there has to be a superordinate determination of goal priority, and that's English common law. So and that relates to that idea of Piaget's I talked about earlier, because Piaget thought about an ideal state as one where goal pursuits were equilibrated. So imagine that, I don't know, maybe you're really good at reading and I'm really good at writing, and so we decide to collaborate on a paper. Well, that's great. That's an equilibrated state because you get to pursue your goals. You're really good at them. Wonderful. I get to pursue mine. I'm really good at them. We throw that together in a collaborative pursuit, which means we subordinate our goal seeking to a higher order goal, and the higher order goal gets accomplished, and so do both our goals. Yes. Perfect. And that's called an equilibrated state. And when I talked about the idea that science might be able to start to understand idealized goal structures using this Piagetian approach, the Piagetian approach basically assumes that as we mature and become increasingly social, our internal singular goal-directed systems start to cooperate under the influence of the cortex, essentially. And then once that's happened and there's integration to some degree inside, then we can start integrating our higher order integrated goal structures with those of other people. And we keep doing that over longer and longer time frames and including more and more people. And there's a balance there.
Yeah.
And that balance is an equilibrated state. And if you operate in keeping with that balance, then you're mentally healthy. Now, it's a bit more complicated than that, but it's not a bad start. It's a brilliant idea. So here's some consequences of this. First of all, you could think about, let's think about some forms of mental illness. One goal is not good enough. You can't be just hungry. That's not going to work. Now, you could have a certain kind of hypothalamic malfunction that would only make you thirsty, say. What'll happen then is you'll drink water till you die. And that does happen to people. And because the hypothalamus is the root of extremely powerful biological motivations. But there's a bunch of them. And so what that means is they have to learn how to operate competitively and cooperatively in order for the entire organism to survive. And if the organism is reduced to any one of those single motivations, then pathology will emerge. Okay, well, let's think about anorexia here. This is from a pro-anorexia website. There's lots of those. This is a celebrity who is photoshopped to be anorexic. And anorexia is a consequence of, actually it looks like it's something like a consequence of excessive will, voluntary will, something like that. But it's the reduction of the entire value system to a single value. Thin. Period. No matter what. And that carries with it its own morality, by the way, its own value judgments, its own perceptions, its own actions, its own emotions. Like it's a full-fledged personality to be an anorexic. The one on the right there is an anorexic woman in a bikini. And from an anorexic's point of view, that's pretty beautiful because anorexics, they like bones. They're not so happy with skin and flesh, but they're pretty happy with bones. So, now, I wonder, so the way I present an anorexic, let's say, is it's like one of those one-eyed monsters, one of those things, Cyclops in mythology. Cyclops thinks one thing. The Cyclops is like a giant penis, by the way. I mean, from a symbolic perspective, it's the same idea because it's usually something masculine and single-minded. Okay, so, and the idea is that that masculine, single-minded thing is a personality that's dominated by a single motivational state. And that makes it extremely powerful and giant-like, but also kind of blind and lumbering, right? Because it only wants one thing, and that's like a 2-year-old. It's not right. So, now, you might ask yourself, how might a personality like that come about? So, I'm going to tell you a quick story about addiction, right? So, this is one that's worth knowing. So a guy named Norm White, about 1989, separated the idea of reward and reinforcement out there. Reward feels good. That's basically what happens when you're pursuing something or when you catch it. You like pursuing better because you're human, but catching things is not so bad either. And if you pursue something successfully, what happens is that your brain produces dopamine as a consequence of the markers of your success. Now, the dopamine has a biological function. Now imagine this. What the dopamine does is it looks at your brain structures and it says, let's make the structures that were operating while we were doing this pursuit grow. That's reinforcement. And then you might ask, well, what do you mean by operating during this pursuit? I mean, let's say you're trying to date someone, you've been doing it for 5 years. So which circuits are activated just before you do it? Well, a whole bunch of them. Complex it's the unknown. Circuits. So imagine every time you pursue something, there's a sequence of circuitry that's operating, and that as you're successful, the dopamine reinforces those circuits with the ones temporally closest being reinforced more, so
Going
they
in.
grow, but the ones farther back also being reinforced. Now, think about it this way. So, you're a methamphetamine addict. Well, when you start out, you're not an addict. You're just someone who's bored to death or somewhat self-destructive or some combination of both. Doesn't matter. So, what happens when you decide to take methamphetamine? Well, the first thing you need is a nice set of rationalizations, right? You got to think, what the hell? Or you got to think, I'm too drunk to know better. Or you got to think, the future's not worth living anyways. Or you have to think, to hell with this. Any of those will do. And so you think those, and then you act, and you take the methamphetamine, and it wallops you with the dopamine hit, and exactly those circuits grow. So then you might ask yourself, what happens if you activate the cognitive circuit that's associated with the future doesn't matter and to hell with it 10,000 times? Then you have a little devil in your head that's a full-fledged personality. It has a very nihilistic viewpoint. The viewpoint is, to hell with it, which is not a good viewpoint to adopt.
You think I can snipe
And
him?
it's massive after you hit it 1,000 times with methamphetamine. And so the you that used to be, you'll still be there when you're not craving. But as soon as you get sight of something that's associated with methamphetamine, that little monster that you grew inside your head, which is one of these cyclops, it's going to pop up and shut the rest of you down. And so that's not so good. And so the addiction isn't a behavior that's manifested in response to a cue, and it's not craving. It's the manifestation of a full-fledged, one-dimensional personality with its own perceptions, emotions, motivations, and cognitions that wants one thing and does not care about anything else. Well, maybe it also cares about the other things that you think to hell with, because, you know, that's in the associated cognitive web. So that's what grows. So there's 10 years of meth use in the top left-hand corner, and so you can see that the person's well-being is pretty much sacrificed entirely to the demands of the drug. Methamphetamine is a vicious dopamine agonist, right? So it operates very rapidly, and that's one of the things that makes something addicting. But addicting is complicated. Addicting means that it grows an addicted personality in your head. That's why it's so hard to get unaddicted. It's not just a matter of getting rid of the craving. That's nothing. You can put someone in a cell for 3 days and they won't be going through withdrawal anymore. They won't crave as long as they're there. Show them one of their meth friends, boy, the craving's back because that system's in their head and it's alive. Now older or more archaic people who are a little more intelligent than us accepting the psychoanalyst because they knew that most of the pathological things that happen to us are like personalities. So here's one at the bottom right, that's the devil of liquor. Well, what does liquor have in it? A spirit. Right, and what's the spirit? Well, the spirit's Dionysius, of course, or Bacchus. And so when you drink the spirit that's in alcohol, you're opening yourself up fundamentally to something like possession by a Dionysius. Of course, you like that because Dionysius is very short-term, pleasure-seeking, sort of lustful type of sub-personality, and you got to repress that most of the time because, you know, it's not very sightly. But if you drink enough wine, whoa, you know, fun. You can do all the stupid things that really give you a dopamine kick but aren't so good for you in the long run. So, and it's best to think about that as a personality. So here's something interesting you may or may not know.
Run it.
Medieval people, when they talked about the 7 deadly sins, so that's 7 deadly ways to miss the target, right? They personified each of the sins, which I love because it's so sophisticated. It's far more sophisticated than the way we conceptualize mental disease because we think of the brain as a, you know, a subset of something like robotic cognitive circuits. It's like, no, wrong. You're a collection of personalities, sub-personalities, loosely ruled by you. But all those sub-personalities, those are bloody powerful forces. And they're not just cognitive circuits. They have their own viewpoint, and I really mean that. Like, they see the world a particular way, which is the way you see the world when you want to have sex, or when you're hungry, or when you're thirsty, or when you're angry, or when you want revenge, or whatever. Those are real things. They're not little circuits. They're alive, and you can make them grow and dominate. So this is pride. Pride is the thing that makes you think you know everything, and it's associated with the descent into hell. That's good. Makes a lot of sense. When I get to the bottom of my clinical clients' pathology, this is with people who are really suffering. There's usually, the things that I find at the bottom are usually one of two or both. One is pride. People, especially the people who have something like personality disorder, they bloody well think that they can get away with tricks and that no one is smart enough to figure it out. And if they don't think that, a family member thinks it. And so it's appallingly arrogant. Appallingly. Another thing that's often at the bottom is resentment, which is this notion that life is terrible, you know, generally speaking, but it's terrible for me in a specific way in that I've been picked out for a particular form of unjust misery. And that allows me to be righteous in my anger and to torture people half to death. You get a good combination of resentment and arrogance going. You can be sure that you'll end up in something that is pretty much indistinguishable from hell, and also that feels like it lasts for an eternity. Yeah. Then there's avarice. Well, 2008 pretty much, you know, is our lesson for that. That's narrowing of the value structure to a specific kind of greed-like pursuit, right? And why is it wrong? Well, it's because you sacrifice everything else of value to it. So you lose the balance, then you lose the equilibrated state. Not good. Lust, that's a lovely word. Yeah. I like it a lot because it kind of indicates this sort of animal-like nature, which of course is what you'd expect for sexual arousal, right? It's an massively archaic biological force, and it's transpersonal too because, you know, you all partake in it, but it's superordinate to everyone, of course. Envy, sloth, gluttony, all with their own associated devil. Lovely, lovely symbolic representations, dreamlike representations, really. And if you do analysis of people's dreams, when they're suffering from one form or another, you often find representations in the dreams that are, you know, vaguely reminiscent, sometimes not so vaguely either. I had a psychotic client once who had, you know, vaguely reminiscent, sometimes not so vaguely. I had a psychotic client once who had been doing immunological research at McGill, and he was under a lot of pressure because his older brother was a doctor, another one was a lawyer. A lot of second-generation immigrant, you know, what do you call it, ambition pressure in his family. He couldn't get his master's degree to work properly, so he faked it out and handed in the thesis. And that night he woke up and saw the devil sitting at the foot of his bed, and that was when he disintegrated into a psychotic state. Now, you know, you can explain that biologically, no problem, I think, because, you know, it sounds kind of like a little bit of an epileptic episode induced by stress or something like that. But the phenomenology is part of the experience too. And those things are a lot more common than you'd think. There's anger. That's resentment most specifically. See, and this is Satan right here, thrown out of heaven, and he's trapped in ice, which I really like. It's immobile and cold, so he can't move. But the reason he can't move is because he's plotting revenge, essentially. And to see someone in a state like that really is awful. This is from Shakespeare. It might be, you might think about it as the credo of personality that's trapped by vengeful anger. Why should wrath be mute and fury dumb? I am no baby. That with base prayers I should repent the evils I have done. 10,000 worse that ever yet I did would I perform if I might have my will. If one good deed in all my life I did, I do repent it from my very soul. Yeah, you don't hear psychiatric diagnosis of that very often. But you see it a lot more often than you think, you know, because I see in my clients certainly suicidal impulses that are destructive beyond belief, but also equally frequently homicidal impulses, you know, and generated for all sorts of reasons. Ugly situations. More on conception and mental health. Let's see here.
What the fuck is this game?
Talk a little bit about self-deception. All right, so let's talk about mental health. One of the things that I've noticed also about psychiatric and psychological diagnosis, this isn't so true when you think about work mostly done in the 1950s by the existentialist psychotherapists, and this was sort of in the aftermath of World War II when people were particularly concerned with moral choice. The existentialists were very interested in authenticity and inauthenticity as markers of health and illness, you know, respectively. And to me, that's very much reminiscent of Freud's distinction between whatever the opposite of repression is and repression. And the problem is, I think to some degree, both of those groups of thinkers were sort of mealy-mouthed about the real issue. Because Freudian repression is actually something like deception. It's something like a lie. And, you know, Freud didn't use words that bald because they're so contaminated, in a sense, with ethical judgment. But repression is at minimum, the attempt to not be conscious about something you could be conscious about. And it might interest you to know that under English common law, that's a crime. So if you're a CEO, for example, and you suspect that your chief financial officer might be cooking the books, so that bothers you, affectively, but you decide, well, as long as I don't look at the damn books, that won't be a problem. You're criminally liable for that if you get exposed,
ready?
because
One,
the English common
two,
law
three.
system presumes that you have an ethical obligation to be conscious of the things that you do that aren't appropriate, that you could be conscious of. So in Freud's repression, to some degree, there's ethical discussion about it. That happens more particularly in you. But the ethical aspect of it is distinctly underplayed. And you see the same thing with existentialist authenticity versus inauthenticity. Let's make it stark. One is a form of lying and the other isn't. It's as simple as that. And lying really makes a big difference to people, and it's really underdiagnosed as a cause of psychiatric disorder. It's very, let's assume that you're biologically fragile, which is true. You're all biologically fragile. If I push you hard enough, you're going to blow out at your genetically determined weakest point. So fine, we can all live with that. The question is, how could I most appropriately go about stressing you? And that's pretty simple. Betraying you, that's really works like a charm. I can set you up to trust me for maybe 5 years or so and then just cut you off at the knees. That'll really do you in at your weak point. Or I could just fill you with lies from like day one. That's a good one too. Or I can also do whatever I can to make myself not conscious of things I should be conscious of. So, maybe I'll just decide, if you're my child, not to pay attention to your misbehavior. Or I could punish you for everything you do that's good. That's a useful thing too, while telling you all the time that I actually love you. And those things are really, really hard on people. And you don't see much discussion about that in psychiatric, especially the sort of biomedical end of things. It's as if people live in a moral vacuum and all the things that happen to them are biological and objective. It's like, that's complete rubbish. Virtually everybody I see in my clinical practice is caught in some sort of ghastly ethical nightmare. The odd person is trying to improve from a pretty good position. That's a different issue. But people who come in because they're pushed to the limit of their tolerance is like, they're in situations that are so ethically uncomfortable that it's nightmarish. It really is. And that's not merely a matter of biological malfunction. It most often has nothing to do with that. So, let's see. There's a famous paper by Shelley Taylor and Jonathan Brown on, it's quite the paper. It's the most cited paper in social psychology. It's predicated philosophically on the idea that life is so miserable at its fundamental essence that you have to use positive illusions or self-deceptions in order to be mentally healthy enough to, survive. So that's a pretty appalling claim to begin with. But it's also weak philosophically, and I wanted to point out one of the reasons why in relationship to discussions of mental health. Taylor and Brown claim that most psychologists believe that you're mentally healthy if your perception of reality corresponds to what